broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other disseminations of the use of this broadcast descriptions or accounts for this show without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association is prohibited. The PCSRA Weekly Show is on the air. Today's show is brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, and by Sonic. Live from the PCSRA studios in War Acres, Oklahoma, here is the voice of the PCSRA, Daniel Voiles.
And hello and good afternoon and welcome to another edition of PCSRA Weekly here on the PCSRA Radio Network, and also welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo episode 21 here on the PCSRA Radio Network. Daniel Voiles here in our PCSRA studios, ready to go. Back in our wonderful 50 pen place is of course Brad Lewis for our awesome Monday show here on the PCSRA Weekly. As we're ready to go, I just got this introduction taken care of, so that way we can get everything all situated, and it will be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoy the little intro. But yes, it is the weekly show for this Monday's edition for August 6, 2018. Special thanks to the voice modulator to start up the show. That's something we're really excited about. So yeah, I'm only going to do just a few races today because I'm going to have to join Elijah's show, or Elijah's deal. So yeah, speaking of Elijah, there is Elijah. Hello, Elijah. So yeah, if you see me doing that for all the weekly shows, then there's your answer. So yeah, but at least I put it together at the last second. So woohoo. Yeah, 71. I'm only gonna do a 2-lap race so I can hurry up on the weekly show, so that way I can get back on WLA recording for Elijah. So yeah. But anyway, let's start off today's episode. Today's episode of PCSRA Weekly, we'll recap the Watkins Glen weekend. We'll also recap the we'll recap, I want to say, yeah, we'll recap the Watkins Glen weekend. We'll recap Road America. Plus, should there be a concern about road course racing, especially to prevent accidents at Road America before NASCAR shows up? I'll give you my take on that. And then I will look ahead to Mid-Ohio, Michigan, excuse me. Yes, that was a derp, so, yeah. So, oh yeah, we're gonna be in auto drive for this race. Woo! And we're off we go for episode 21 of Gran Turismo. But let's kick off the weekly show, shall we? Because I got a lot of topics and a lot of people are really wondering about this. So, yeah. First of all, let's start off recapping Watkins Glen, starting with the Xfinity Series. I did watch the race, as I just made a beautiful pass for the lead, but I just ran that corner a bit too wide. And then he decides to bump into me because I'm a freaking coward. What a donkey move he tried to do there. Oh, oh, no. Oh, yep. Yeah, I can't keep it on the road, but we're off-road racing. So anyway, recapping Watkins Glen. The Xfinity race was, well, probably one of the most strangest races I've ever seen, in my opinion. But it was a interesting race because we had rain come into play during stage 1. It was really interesting, very exciting. Pretty much one of the most exciting races. Tommy Joe Martin had his brakes failed on him, and which sucks because that was going to be the car they were going to run at Mid-Ohio. So I don't know if they're going to be able to go to Mid-Ohio because of that wrecked race car. And apparently he lost his brakes, which was one of 2 casualties. Vinnie Miller also lost his brakes. Joey Logano won stage 1 as I just hit that freaking invisible wall there. Stage 2 was... could have been a lot better, but the rain stopped, and instead of, you know, they threw a red flag because of Vinnie Miller's incident. Then, and then the whole race went crazy as I am losing control like hell on that turn that tripped me up. But the race was very, I don't know how much I could say about it. It was one of those races that I really felt like it could have been a lot different. But when the checker flag flew after the whole thing, unfortunately, a cup leech, aka Little Girl, won the race in Joey Logano. If that doesn't tell you how happy I am about the Xfinity race, then that's pretty much all. But then, on the same day of the Xfinity race, drama happened at Road America. I'm also going to do a Road America in between the Watkins Glen recap. I forgot to tell you guys that. Road America, for the Continental Tire race, we saw one of the most scariest accidents I've ever seen in my time covering the series, where an Aston Martin got clipped going into Thunder Valley, lost control, slammed the wall so hard it caused about 5 or 6 barrel rolls, and then another car ended up T-boning that Aston Martin, which the car caught on fire. And so the driver was taken to a local hospital, but thankfully was checked and released. That's probably the best news, I can tell you that. So, which I'll give you my take about my opinion about the whole situation, because, you know, to be quite honest with you, I really feel like they need to do something about it, but like I said, we'll come to that later on. The Cup race, I could say, was okay. Not saying it's a bad thing, but to be quite honest with you, the Cup race was okay. Chase Elliott won stage 1. Joey Logano was involved, and this was probably one of the most controversial incidents of the weekend from Watkins Glen. But Joey Logano ended up taking his car to the garage. What we discovered, it was an oil pump that caused him to go to the garage for repairs. But here comes the confusion. And yeah, Elliott won stage 2. But here's where the confusion. Oh, Truex won stage 2. Okay. But here's where the confusion began. NASCAR thought that was a damage. That was because of damage policy. That was actually a mechanical failure, not a damage policy. So NASCAR basically screwed Joey Logano from trying to get any points. But of course the rule says, if you take your car to the garage for repairs, you cannot return the race. Well, here's my argument to the whole situation. First of all, that was a mechanical failure. How could you tell Joey Logano that was from damage related, when that was actually a mechanical failure? If you have a problem with your oil belt, you might need to replace it. Instead, you tell him that's a mechanical failure. I'm going to tell you, NASCAR, if you cost Joey Logano a championship, Penske is going to protest, and I will not disagree with them. Because you guys are the most inconsistency. And not only that, Joey Logano had to go to the care center because the rule states, if you take your car to the garage because of NASCAR's new protocol, you have to go to the care center. And Joey Logano, I don't know if he went to the care center or not. If he did not, he might have been called to the hauler for that. Speaking of hauler, Gallagher was called to the hauler for what we understand on Twitter, that he was backing up for some apparent reason. Now, I don't know why he did that, unless he was on his meth pipe again in that BK Racing 23, but regardless, that's probably my opinion. So Truex won Stage 1, Chase Elliott won Stage 2, and then it became down a race of fuel mileage. Truex was running down Chase Elliott, as far as I'm concerned. But on the last lap, Martin Truex ran out of gas, and Chase Elliott ended up winning his first career Cup race. But on the same day I was watching the Cup race, I also got to see the IMSA race with my dad, because my dad came home yesterday at 10 a.m. this morning. He left at 4:30, so he left while Mom and I were sleeping. It was good racing, I would say, at Road America, even though, like I said, I was kind of concerned about the wrecks at Road America and all that. But I will say this, Colin Braun, you know him from the NASCAR Xfinity Series from Roush back in 2010? He actually took home the victory in the 54 prototype at Road America, so congratulations to him. I heard a female driver ended up winning in Le Mans, but that wasn't all. Jack Hawksworth did not take the start because he had a scary accident going into turn 8, which we understand he lost the brakes. Now, how can you lose the brakes on your Lexus? Lost the brakes, went head on the tire wall. Yeah. And Roush in the trucks for Colin Brown. Yeah, former NASCAR driver Colin Brown won. But going back to Jack Hawksworth, lost his brakes, went into the tire wall. Thankfully, Jack Hawksworth was okay and was checked and released from the medical center. So that's good news to tell you. So, my thoughts on this, because I won't be on the weekly show because, of course, work. So I'll go ahead and give you guys my thoughts about the Watkins Glen Road America weekend. First of all, the Cup race was 90% better than the Xfinity race, hands down. You know, Watkins Glen really was okay, but I wouldn't say... Yeah, for the podcast. Yeah. Today's not my day, I can just tell you that, Elijah. I'm just gonna flat out just say that. Today is really not my day. But anyway. Yeah, the WLA podcast. I won't make it to the podcast in general Thursday because I have to work. What? Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Almost to a level up. What year? I'm back. So, but you know, but the Cup race wasn't as exciting, even though it was at the end of the race, as I'm back, by the way. It wasn't exciting as the IMSA race, but it was somewhat close to exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on Watkins Glen. But Road America was really a scary race weekend, if you ask me, with all those crashes and all that, yada yada yada. I didn't know if but yeah, that's pretty much my opinion. So yeah, anyway, let's get to the top stories. The biggest news of the day just came out hours ago. Brian France was arrested for a DUI, but that's not all. He also had drugs on him. Now, that's definitely a person who definitely should know better than that. Because I have never seen that happen ever in my life covering the weekly show or joining the podcast. But that really surprised me. I bet a lot of people were kind of stunned. I know some people are like, well, he didn't do that on purpose, and yada yada yada. And well, I don't know about you, but I think Brian France has found a way to get drunk during race day. I can tell you that for sure. But yeah. So that's one of the things. Also, we've been hearing a lot of rumors that Force India, as I mentioned last week on the show, Force India could be gone. Bless you, dear. God bless you, dear. As I was saying, my mom sneezed when I said bless you. But anyway, which I don't know. I think, Force India, you know, with all this crap that's been going on with them, you know, I really don't want them to go. Because that would be a shame, because you would lose a lot of good people on that team that really is good. So, there's been reports that Lance Stroll's dad could be buying out the team. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but we will just have to wait and see on that source. However, this source came out of nowhere here in Formula One. Daniel Ricciardo is leaving Red Bull at the end of the season to move to Renault next year. Now, I know some people are like, well, that might be not a good idea. Well, let me explain something to you guys. Red Bull is moving to Honda next year. And I don't blame Daniel Ricciardo for moving to Renault next year. I know some people are like, well, you might be out of your mind. Well, to be quite honest with you, you know, I understand the Renault has been failing a lot, but to be quite honest with you, they know how to win a championship. If that's Ricciardo's decision on him going to Renault, that's his decision. I know it's easier said than done, but that's just my opinion on the situation, so. Yeah. The other thing I'm going to mention is that, you know, the whole situation with, the whole situation with this Brian France deal that he got arrested. I mean, one, that does not surprise me. Two, that's what he gets for chasing away all the damn fans and causing low attendance issues and also ratings. And three, you know, which Elijah Orman and I have been talking about this a lot, you know, it really doesn't come to a surprise, but it doesn't take a genius. I mean, you're supposed to be setting an example, and I don't think Brian France set a good example yesterday with his arrest. I think he set a pretty poor example for the NASCAR drivers, because that was totally unacceptable by his behavior. And I know some people are like, well, he didn't mean to do that on purpose. I mean, folks, let's think about this. Remember Jeremy Mayfield, when he got suspended for testing positive on enhanced substance drugs? He had to take the road of recovery if you want to get reinstated by NASCAR, but he refused to do so because there was going to be more charges on him. This whole deal with Greg Biffle, you know, what the heck with this whole incident going? But, you know, the thing is, you know, we're seeing drivers, past or present, you know, getting in trouble with either the law or under investigation for stupid reasons. I mean, and the thing about it is that, you know, with this whole deal with Kurt Busch, of course, his ex-girlfriend's behind bars, thankfully. you know, I think it's kind of, I think, you know, people need to get to the realization that, if Greg Biffle is innocent, you know, that's the whole situation. I mean, if Biffle's innocent, Biffle is innocent. I mean, I don't want people coming on here and saying, well, that was Biffle's fault. How would it be Biffle's fault when it was his former wife that said that? It's like, listen to the Craig Lowndes situation, saying that Craig Lowndes' wife is investigating him for not spending time with his kids because he is retiring after the end of the season. Okay, it's really not that complicated, in my opinion, about, you know, what's been going on in all the controversy crap. I mean, I don't know how V8 Supercar is going to handle this situation. I know how NASCAR did when they handled the Kurt Busch situation, as I just spun out like a madman. GG. But I mean, it's not rocket science for this to happen. Okay, that's just my opinion on the whole situation. But that's just my opinion. I'll just leave that for another story to tell, probably next week. And if I have any more updates, I will pass along to you as soon as I can. So, but let's get to the great news. This Wednesday, for the next episode of GT Sport, I will be, which actually the race will be on probably the same day as the talk show, which I'm really excited. I want to thank Chevrolet. Yes, I'm going to be in the Chevrolet, the Corvette team, for this race that we're going to be doing. We're going to be racing at Dragon Trails International Raceway. I think it's the Gardens, and we're going to do 13 laps of that race. And I don't think fuel strategy is going to be a huge deal as far as I'm concerned, so. But, yeah. So, yeah, really excited, looking forward to it. If I can make it into the top 24, I could be in the World Cup Finals. Can you believe that? Who would have thought Blue Hedgehog would do that? Make that accomplishment in 2018. I bet nobody saw that coming at the beginning of the year. So, yeah. So that's that as far as that situation is concerned. F1 IndyCar still off. I think they're on their second week of vacation. I know they won't come back until, I think, 2 episodes from now. So, yeah. So with that all said, let's look ahead to Mid-Ohio. I'm getting ahead of myself. I really need to get my head in the game because I really am derping in this stream. But, yeah. But let's look ahead to Michigan and Mid-Ohio. Of course, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series are racing this weekend at Michigan. Excuse me. Mid-Ohio is playing host to the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series, of course, at Michigan. So that's going to be fun. This is the only time the Truck Series will be at Michigan, because the Xfinity Series are at Mid-Ohio. I think we're going to see, I think if the spring race was any indication to what we've seen so far, I think we could see a good race. I think Michigan's going to be interesting. Mid-Ohio, I think it's going to be the biggest curveball going into the playoffs, I can tell you that. So that's going to be interesting if you ask me. So. But, yeah. Alright, I'm going to make my predictions because I know the entry list is not out. I get that. But I find ways to just make predictions, and I don't even look at the entry list. I know the entry list won't come out until the time of this, until after the stream is over, so. Or if it will come out. So, yeah. Because I don't know who's going to be in what ride. I know I'm only going to do regulars. If you don't know, I do regulars. Like, when I do predictions for this show, which I don't think I told anybody about this, but I only do it for only the series regulars, not the one-off drivers or any of that, yada yada yada. So yeah. But before I make my predictions, You know, I have an announcement regarding about the WLA Non-Sanity Cup Series. As you all know, next May, DVR is going to be probably revealing a special scheme that we want to run for the entire month of May in the Non-Sanity Cup Series, and it's only probably going to be for the 26th. If you don't know yet, Anthony Ritchie made me a special Oklahoma strong fusion when I was in the what was then the Monopoly Cup Series, which I really want to see that series come back, because I really miss that series. I really do, to be quite honest with you. So, and of course, I got to race at Eldor and all that. So. Yeah, so I'm planning on running that team pretty much up until Memorial Day weekend, which I think DVR is planning about running a special military teams for the Coke 600. So, yeah, as we win here on this dirt track, as I beat a Sport Cueto S1, Jesus. I won by over 30 seconds, so what else is new? So, hey, almost there to level up 25. But, yeah. Oh, boy, here we go. Yeah, you should look at that amazing Ferrari. The Coke 600 is on June... Oh. Duh. But probably I'll figure something out. But at least we're gonna pay, tribute to all the people. I know, for all the people, but yeah. But of course, because I know Daytona, we're gonna probably run military schemes, but who knows? Okay, now let's make my predictions, and I'm gonna write this in May 26th, the Cup Series. Oh. Okay, so we could end up running, possibly military at Vegas, yeah. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me go to the WLA, wait, what's that in the meme? Oh my god, Orman's meme in the, WLA podcast chat, that is just funny as hell. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and make my predictions, and this is how I'm going to do it, because now I need to add the truck series. Okay, first of all, I need to do this. Hold on, where is it? Oh, here it is. Forgot to tell you, Russell Egger and Michelle Furling ended up getting suspended, indefinitely, along with Cornelius, so, yeah, I don't know if, now you know. Okay, so this will be Michigan for the truck series. I'm going to go ahead and get this list down. I'm going to take this. There was another driver I could have put for a driver to stay away from. That would have been Bubba Wallace from last week, so. Of course, I fell the third in the standings, so yay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Mid-Ohio for, you mean fourth. Yes. Today is just not my day. I am not alright, okay? Today, I am not alright. Alright. Okay, so my predictions. I had to, wait. Did I put Truck Series? Gosh dang it, I did not put Truck Series on my little notepad. I am such a dingus. Alright. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and put this up. Alright. Alright, let's start with the truck series. The picks I make for the weekly show will be carrying over to the podcast. So, yeah. Today's just not my day, I can just tell you that. Alright. So the driver I picked to win the truck race, as I cannot spell his freaking last name right. Wow, hold on. I can't even spell his last name right. I'm trying to spell it. I can't. Hold on. I don't need help in the chat, okay? I can figure it out myself. Thank you very much. I don't need help with a spelling, okay? Hold on. There we go. No, not Matt, you dumb you dumb. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Now we got it going. Okay, so the driver I picked to win, hold on, let me do this. Oh, you vernacular. Okay, so the driver I picked to win the Truck Series race at Michigan, I'm going to take Myatt Snyder to win. I think Myatt Snyder is going to get his first win of the season and will probably get himself into the playoffs for the Truck Series. Driver to stay away from, I'm going to say Todd Gilliland, because I really don't think Gilliland has ever raced on a big track, as far as my understanding. So, yeah. So Todd Gilliland's my driver to stay away from. My dark horse is going to be Stuart Friesen, because I know he's come close so many times, but I think he's going to get the job done as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. For Xfinity at Road America. Okay, for Xfinity, I do not know who I could pick for, yeah, Mid-Ohio. For Xfinity for Mid-Ohio, driver to win, oh, this one's going to be a toughie, eh? I am going to say, I'm picking Tyler Reddick. I'm picking Tyler Reddick to win the Xfinity race at Mid-Ohio. Driver to stay away from. I think you guys would all agree with me, the definite sense of why does the 19 always suck at Mid-Ohio, so definitely you need to stay away from Brandon Jones. Dark horse, I said it last week, I'm going to say it again. He's going to get a top 10 or a good run. Alex Labbe, my dark horse. Driver to win the Cup race at Michigan. I am picking... Oh boy, I don't know who I should pick for the Cup race. But if I had to take a guess... if I had to take a guess on who I should pick for the Cup race... I'm going to say, driver to win, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm going to say Alex Bowman is my driver to win. I would love to see that 88 go back to victory lane at Michigan. I really do. Driver to stay away from, I'm picking Austin Dillon. He is never good at Michigan International Speedway in his starts in the Cup Series. Let me pull up his statistics while I'm thinking about that. Let's do that. definitely you need to stay away from Austin Dillon. Here's why I say this. If you look at his statistics from Michigan, I would like to get to Michigan, thank you very much. At Michigan, thank you, that's the one I was looking for, you dummy. I mean, this is for Cup. Listen to his finishes. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4 finishes outside the top 20. I just don't think Austin Dillon is capable of getting a good result, especially at a track he's really struggled at. I mean, his best finish at Michigan is 4th, but he's only finished 22nd or worse in some of his stats. So he's definitely a driver you need to stay away from. My dark horse is going to be Kyle Larson. He has won at Michigan before, but in my opinion, you know, he's really done good. He, you know, could have won the Michigan race in June, but, you know, he just had not good restarts. If he can have a good result for, have a good win, get a win to get in the playoffs, let me just put it that way, I think he's going to get it made, so, yeah. Alright, so that is going to be it for this week's episode of PCSRA Weekly. Want to remind you guys, after this, and after we're done with recording for WLA, the episode, and I also made a derp, Elijah, which I am sorry. I said last episode was episode 35. I was wrong. That was episode 34. So I derped as far as the title of the video is concerned. So yeah, that was my stupidity. So anyway, tonight will be episode 35 of the PCSRA Talk Show, as I'll talk about some awesome things about this first week with the Circuit de Saint-Croix in France. I'll give you my opinion. I'll probably give you a scale of 1 to 10 how I like that circuit. So yeah, but yeah. So that's it for this week's edition of PCSRA Weekly. Want to thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like. Excuse me. Subscribe to become a part of the PCSRA crew today. Also, be sure to subscribe to Gene Evans, aka Bulldog Motorsports. The link to his channel will be down in the description. In fact, all the channels for HWO and everybody else will be down in the description down below. If you want to send Bulldog a custom request, you can do that by clicking the link in the description down below. As a matter of fact, if you guys don't know yet, remember my little discussion about the Wells Fargo situation? I said that it's going to be coming in the PCSRA. It's actually going to sponsor me in the Coca-Cola Truck Series. So I just want to throw that out there right now. So, yeah. So thanks for tuning in to the PCSRA Weekly Show for this Monday, the first episode in August. Next week on PCSRA Weekly, we'll recap Mid-Ohio. We'll recap Michigan. We'll look ahead to Thunder Valley, Bristol, and then the following week, we will look ahead. Let me look. I think we're looking ahead to Bristol, and then the following week we'll look ahead to Darlington, the return of Formula One at Spa. Woohoo! Go Ferrari! And we'll also look ahead to IndyCar's next race, because they're getting closer to crowning a champion. Whoop whoop. So, yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll see you guys next time. As this has been the weekly show, everybody. This is Daniel Volo saying good afternoon and good night from the PCSRA studios. Thank you as always for joining us. We'll talk to you again next Monday. You've been listening to the PCSRA Weekly Show on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Today's PCSRA Weekly Show has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, and by Sonic. Thanks for joining us for the PCSRA Weekly Show. Copyright 2018 by the Pacifica Sports Racing Association, Incorporates.